Let's start with the fact that this is a crazy market right now. I feel like it's, to borrow a word from my friend Lance Lambert, who runs Resi Club, it's bifurcated. It's um it's a tale of two markets, and probably a third if you count being in the middle as a third. But you've got, like, what did you say, Kimberly? Listing heavy and buyer dry. And then you've got the opposite, which is buyer heavy and listing dry. And you're watching both markets play out extremely well in the world that we're in. And then you've got the middle. And I think California, for a large part of California, is right in the middle. You're watching it be pretty in the middle. And so I want to talk to you about, regardless what market you're in, you're going to hear the same thing. It all starts with you inside. I I have challenging days some days. Some days I'm like, okay, let's go. Let's absolutely crush everything. Do amazing. Show up with energy. I'm ready. Everything is amazing. And then other days I'm like, I don't know if I can do it. Is this for me? I don't even know if I can show up today fully. And a lot of us are going through internal struggles because there's something happening in our environment, our family, us. Maybe our health isn't great. I don't know where you're at, but I can tell you the way that you show up for yourself daily really dictates how you show up for the world, how you show up for the people around you. And sometimes it's not that great. And so I want to start off first by reading a couple of things to you. Actually, seven. I wrote them out here and I highlighted them, okay? That's why I don't lose track of it. And then we'll get into some of the details because I will show you what you need to do right now to grow your business. But first, let's work on this. It's the attitude that you show up with for yourself. People call it mindset, people call it a lot of different things. It's just attitude. How's your attitude? Danny, welcome from Georgia and East Alabama. The science behind emotions and their impact on life. Just really quick. Psychological research has long confirmed that emotions are deeply connected to decision making, motivation, and overall life satisfaction. One of the most well known studies on this topic comes from Dr. Barbara Fredrickson from the University of North Carolina, who developed the broaden and build theory of positive emotion. This is what she says. This is why I wanted to start with this. Her research shows that positive emotions like joy, gratitude, and love expand our ability to think creatively, solve problems, and build stronger relationships. And I don't know about you, Dr. Barbara Fredrickson, Trish, but I don't know about you. All of those three things, think creatively, solve problems, and build stronger relationships, are at the core of being a real estate agent. They're at the core of sales. They're at the core of running an amazing business. And people ask me at times, Tristan, how do you show up the same all the time? Let me tell you, it's not easy. It takes a lot of work and a lot of practice. But it starts with one thing. It starts with being grateful. Like, I struggle sometimes with being grateful. And so I've had to hack myself and say, well, Tristan, how can you show up today? Let's make a routine for yourself. Let's look at this. I've got these little cards because I know it's not the easiest. I made these for me. It says gratitude cards. That's simple. And I go through them and I read them daily, actually, multiple times a day. You've got to hack your mind because if you don't, you're going to show up like everybody else shows up. The majority of this world shows up. And how do they show up? They don't show up good. They struggle. They don't see the opportunity right in front of their faces. They only see problems. And so I want to go over these 7 things to really maximize your emotions so that you can show up better, not just for your business, because we are agents second, we're people first, and you need to show up better for yourself. All right, here we go. How to maximize positive emotions more often. In essence, how to show up better with your attitude. Number one, which is what I said already, practice gratitude daily. People are like, hey, how do you want to show up to all the things that you do, Tristan? Your day's like packed. What happens? This I am grateful. I'm lucky that I get to do this for a living, that I get to talk to people here and in person. The way you look at whatever it is that you're doing reflects on how you show up. And so studies show that writing down 3 things you are grateful for each day can rewire the brain to focus more on a positive experience, reducing stress, and increasing happiness. That simple. There was an episode of Mel Robbins maybe like 3 weeks ago. Mel Robbins, you can look her up, great author of the book Let Them Theory. She said, one of the key things that we often forget to do that rewires our brain is actually writing down the things that we're grateful for. And there have been a couple of interviews that I've done with a different, one was a brain doctor and the other one was a Stanford professor. And they told me the same thing, Tristan, journaling, writing is the cheapest, least expensive form of therapy. It's self-therapy. So simple. These are all actionable, right? Writing down 3 things you're grateful each day. Number 2, and keep up here. If somebody's missing one, help them out. Put what number 1 was, put what number 2 is. Number 2, engage in physical activity. Exercise releases dopamine and serotonin, known as the feel-good chemicals, which boost mood and reduce anxiety. Even a short walk can shift emotional states. But you already knew that, right? Just taking a walk. It's crazy how you go back thousands and thousands of years and you have philosophers, Greek philosophers, Stoics say, hey, let's go for a walk and think this through. And then you fast forward now, some of the greatest thinkers, and let me go for a walk with you and have a meeting. The ability to move, the ability to go out and do something allows you to think clear and relieves a lot of the anxiety. Remember, motion enhances your emotion. Let it by actually putting it in your calendar and saying, today I'm going to do this at this time because I need to show up better internally. I am a human first, then a real estate agent. Number 3, surround yourself with positive people because there are certainly a lot of negative people out there. You post something on social and people jump on you. You show up and you say something and people jump on you because they interpret it how they're seeing the current world. And most of them are struggling. And so surround yourself with positive people. The emotional contagion theory. You can Google this. This was great when I discovered it. The emotional contagion theory suggests that we absorb the emotions of those around us. Surprise! As birds of a feather flock together, right? We we absorb the emotions of those around us. Being in the company of optimistic, supportive individuals helps us maintain a positive mindset. In essence, it changes your attitude. Like, you ever sit down with somebody and they have great energy? I'm not talking about crazy energy through the roof, bouncing off walls. No, just good, calm, great energy. They look at the world differently. It is contagious. It makes you feel like things are actually possible. Like you can achieve things because you can. So if you're feeling kind of off, you've got to talk to yourself and say, well, Tristan, who have you been hanging out with? What have you been exposing yourself to more? People on the internet? What books have you been reading? What podcasts have you been listening to? And this is why I created a brilliant tribe, that that group of agents where we meet multiple times a week, and not we don't only just go over the things that are working in real estate like we're going over today, but we talk to each other. We see how we're doing. We want to progress together. We still want to be around 5, 6, 7, 8 years later if that's your goal. Number 4. And by the way, yeah, we'll put up a link to the group coaching there. Number 4, control your focus. Control your focus. Dr. Martin Seligman, the founder of positive psychology, the other is actually somebody who founded it, found that people who focus on what they can control instead of what they can't are significantly happier and more resilient. Shifting attention away from problems and towards solution fosters a more empowered emotional state. You know, it's so easy to see those people that focus on what they can control, because the ones that are focusing on what they can't stand out like that. Everything is a problem. You have a solution. Well, guess what? They have a problem for your solution. And you know people like that. You may work with somebody like that. You may have a client that's like that. I certainly have. And I'm like, oh my gosh, do I really want to finish this transaction with this one? I mean, hopefully not, but it may be the other agent that you're working on this one transaction. People can feel this. So I want you to focus. I want you to focus on what you can control. And there's not very much you can, right? What you think and the actions you take. You can't control how other people act. I certainly can't control how other people respond to what I post on social media or how I show up in public. What are they going to respond like to? I don't know. My job is to take care of me and how I show up. And this is why we're going through this first. Does this make sense, everyone? I need a yes or a no. Are we on the same page? Thank you. Thank you. Number 5, 3 more to go, 5, 6, 7, and then we'll shift. Number 5, use mindfulness and deep breathing. How do we forget to breathe? Breathe, even though we're doing it every few seconds. But how do we actually forget to take deep breaths? Studies from Harvard University show that mindfulness meditation, reduces stress, increases self-awareness, and enhances emotional regulation. Even a few minutes of conscious breathing can reset your emotional state. I talk to some people that tell me, Tristan, I love being in the shower because all of my thoughts come in the shower. I just relax. You know, they put it on cold, they put it on hot. I'm like, that's because that's the only time you're giving yourself to be mindful. It's the only time you've given yourself to reflect. It's the only time you're giving yourself to actually think through things. Isn't that sad? That is the only time? We need to be a lot more purposeful with our time. If you want to get this all back on track, if you want to reach those goals, which I know you can, you need to give yourself time to think. You need to give yourself time to be mindful. Where is that on your calendar? Is it in between showing clients when you're grabbing a burger to eat, driving while you're listening to music? Because that's not going to work. That's not how it works. Number six, engage in meaningful work and hobbies. Research from Yale University found that people who engage in activities that bring a sense of purpose and fulfillment experience higher levels of well being and long term happiness. You're not giving yourself enough time to do the things that you love. And this is why you're causing yourself to go into burnout. You're not being purposeful in the things that you love. Like, I'm not saying don't do the hard thing that you're like, man, I wish I wasn't doing this because this is part of my business. Like, I do those things. I'm talking about the other things. You're not taking enough breaks to do the things that you love. And when you're doing the work, you're not focusing enough of doing the work that you love. You need to start focusing more on that. I interviewed, what was his name? Tony Horton from P90X. I don't know. Who remembers P90X is a little older. He's probably got a new program now, but Beachbody, P90X. P90X. Everybody had P90X. You were watching those everywhere. I interviewed Tony Horton, and in one of it, when we were talking, he's like, Tristan, I had the worst health scare ever in my early 60s. And this was recent. I think I interviewed him 2 years ago. And he said, one of the things I found out is that I wasn't doing enough of the things that I love and I was burning myself out. So I did something simple. I created this one sheet of paper where I wrote down the things that I love doing. So anytime I can feel like I'm breaking, I take a break and I go and do those things. And he said, Tristan, one of the things I love is like, I'm going to take a break and I'm just going to rock out with my air guitar. I'm like, that's crazy. You do you, Tony. Whatever it is for you, you need a list. What do you take a break to do? To just find yourself again. Check in on yourself. How are you doing? How are you doing? And if you say, bad, I'm not doing well, this is up, how can you fix it? Because you have to focus on things you can control, right? And you can fix this. But you have to take control. Like, this is it right here. Zen, yes, there is a replay. Don't worry. And if you're part of group coaching, you get this weekly from me. So hold on tight and get ready. Number six, repeat it. Engage in meaningful work and hobbies, please. And number seven, limit exposure to negativity. Limit exposure to negativity. Man, that's hard sometimes. But you've got to be purposeful on how you show up. Like when you pick up this device right here, who are you following? Has the algorithm already got you in place to know, hey, I got this person. I got them emotionally. Or have you been purposeful in the way that you search so that you find the things that inspire you and motivate you to help you to grow? I would challenge a lot of you to go through this social and just start deleting people. Do not fit the future you. You need to follow people that inspire you, that give you value, that help you. Don't fall for the crap that most people fall into when they open this up. Studies show that consuming too much negative news, social media, or toxic environments can increase cortisol, the stress hormone, leading to anxiety and lower emotional well-being. You want to know what's going on with our world right now? That. We don't know how to regulate the things we're exposed to on a consistent basis. I didn't have social media growing up, and neither did a lot of you. Being mindful of what we absorb daily is the key to your emotional balance. That's the key. Remember that. We got Kimberly. Hard for me to, but essentially to my mental health, which affects my physical health. Then my productivity is limit negativity. Yep, including news, social media, people in my life. So important. Kimberly, it is very, extremely, massively important that we do this as humans for ourselves and for those people around us and for our clients. Because at the end of the day, we need to show up better for those people that we're trying to create relationships with. Because at the core of everything that we do, ladies and gentlemen, we're building relationships. We're building relationships that hopefully are longer term. Whether we show up in person or we're calling somebody or we're showing up on social media, people will be attracted to us or not based on how we show up there. And I can tell you the easiest things to do. And the last one we did, I'm going to go through this really quick and then shift over to some letters that I think you can use for your business. But the last one of these we did about a month ago. Leanne Vaughn, negative people disable me. Listen, I disable negative people by stepping out. I'm like, I'm out. I'm not participating in this. I've been in too many situations where that just doesn't work for me, right? All right, we're going to go through this really quick. This is called the daily momentum method. We went over it last time in depth. We're going to speed through this really quick. This is your plan to get to where you want to get to now that your mind is in the right place. All right, it takes effort daily. Remember that. Remember my little gratitude cards. Those are for me daily. Why? Because I struggle with this. All right, here we go. 52111. Look at number five. Well, the number five. It says text or call five people you know that you haven't talked to in at least 60 days. And it's very simple. I'm going to stop and share. You're going to pick up your phone. You're going to go through, if you don't have a CRM, if you do, amazing. It's probably a lot easier, right? Because you can tag them as your past clients or core sphere. And you're going to reach out to them. And you're going to say, well, Tristan, why should I reach out? How should I reach out to them, Tristan? Because I don't want it to be a business call. Because nobody in the current world that we're in is going to be like, yeah, come in. I want to talk to you about business. This is not how it works. You're finding people in the middle of who knows what they're doing. How are you offering value? Well, I'm going to show you. I'm going to tell you. I'll give you one of the ways that it's working very, very well for us. And you'll see it in the letter that I show you right after this, because also want you to I want you to use the letter that I'm going to give you. I want you to reach out to people, and let's see who's on here so I can pick on somebody. Who's the last person that commented? Oh, Leanne. I'll just pick on you. Leanne, let's say you are my sphere. You're part of my sphere, my core sphere. People that know my name, I know yours. I'm going to reach out to you. But these 60 people, right? These five a day, you're going to be one of them. Leanne, I'm going to reach out to you by text. Really easy because most people respond by text. Most people don't pick up their phone. They don't know oh, I haven't talked to Leanne for a while, or I don't know what I'm doing in the middle of something, right? So text. Hey, Leanne, you have 5 minutes? I'm building out a directory for our local area of amazing home service providers or vendors, whatever you want to call them. And have you used anyone that blew you away and did an amazing job? Plumber, electrician, or anything like that? And typically the answer is, believe it or not, no, I haven't. But I'm looking for one. That's the typical answer, which surprised me. I get some people saying, well, Tristan, I did use an electrician who was amazing. I say, great. Let's do this then. Leanne, I'm going to use that electrician. Give me his name, his number. I'm going to call him up and I'm going to say, hey, Leanne just referred me to you. I'm going to add you to this amazing directory that we're building. This directory that I'm going to then give out to you, Leanne, and to everyone in our neighborhood here, or you could say to everyone that's part of our sphere, right? And Leanne, I want all of you to name this directory. What's the name going to be? I probably use your name. Like it could be the Tristan directory, right? What's it? What's the directory? The directory is of all the home service providers that you have curated because you've called your core sphere, you've called your farm area, you've called people and you've verified it with them. Right? That's the call that you're making. Is that value? Yes. You know why? Because now after I call Leanne and she says, yeah, I've got one or I've got none, guess what happens? And by the way, this is working so extremely well. If there's one thing you're going to do this, please. This will get you business. Please write this down as the one thing you're going to do. You're going to say, I'm building this directory. Leanne, I'm building this directory. I'm going to share it with everybody. So once it's done, I'll send it over to you. Do I have your right email, Leanne? And then boom, 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 you got the email now. It's the most current one. Say, and if she did, if Leanne gave me somebody, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to call up that plumber. I'm going to be like, Mr. Plumber, Mrs. Plumber, Leanne, you just did her home. She's super impressed. She loved you. She said I should add you to our directory. Is that something that would be okay for me to add you to the directory? It's like, yeah, of course. Great. The directory is going to go out to whatever you want, your farm area, your community, your past clients, your website's going to be there for everybody to see. And then when they say yes, you're going to say, great. Do you have one or two other people that could give me amazing reviews for you? I'm just doing my due diligence. I want to add you to this. And they'll say, yeah, I can give you one or two more people. Say, great. Now you're going to call those one or two other people and say, Mr. and Mrs. Plummer gave you Joanne. I'm going to call Joanne. Hey, Joanne, it's Tristan. Listen, I'm a local real estate agent. And the plumber, Mr. Plummer, said that they did a great job. They fixed up a bathroom for you. And I'm just calling up to see if you would refer them because I'm building this directory. And then they say, yeah, of course. Mr. Plummer was amazing. And you're like, great, Joanne, let me add you to the directory. A lot of the times people are looking for the best of the best. I'm going to add more people to this. And do you mind if I send this over to you once it's done so you have the best of the best? They're like, yeah, of course. Great. What's your email address? Awesome. Thanks, John. Appreciate this. And I'll send this over to you and I'll call you once it's done. Do you want me to text this to you or email this to you? This goes down the line. This works so amazing. Why? Because it's value driven. And guess what happens when you brand your directory? It becomes yours and other people will be like, do you have Tristan's directory? Do you have Tristan's directory? Great. Why? Because we're updating it. Now, guess what? At the end of the year, what I'm going to do? The same people, I'm going to be reaching out to Leanne. Leanne, we're updating it again. Have you used anybody? And go through the same circle. This has been our best idea, hands down, to get business in the last 2 years. When I moved here, it was by accident. When I moved here, I got an email from the community saying, hey, welcome. We have this email and we all communicate with each other. I'm like, great. I ignored it until somebody said, what was it? It was for a Tesla charger. They says, does anybody know where I can get an electrician to install a Tesla charger? I'm like, oh, interesting. And then it happened again with another service provider. I'm like, okay, there's an opportunity here. We tested it out and it just did absolutely amazing. This is how you provide value to people. This is how you show up. It's different. People will remember you and they'll keep this and they'll know that while you're calling, you're providing value. Let's go to 20. Engage 20 minutes daily with people on your social media outlet. So here, you're going to go through, and this I have a name for, stop sharing. You're going to go through Facebook, Instagram, doesn't matter where you go, but you're going to go through for 20 minutes and you're going to be purposeful. Remember, you want to make people feel significant. This is the key to everything. This is why the directory works so well. If I called Leanne, Leanne's going to say, well, yeah, I've got somebody. How does it make her feel if I'm adding this person to this directory? Significant. You're doing the exact same thing on social. You're scrolling through and you're on, oh, Instagram. Let's go to Instagram. Who am I going to connect with? Who am I going to make feel special? Who am I going to make feel special today? Who's going to feel special because I'm making them feel special today? That's a way better phrase. You know what? It's better. I'm going to go back to one thing that I said the last time. I want you to be dopamine dealers. This is your job. When you're on social, you are dopamine dealers. Who are you dealing dopamine to? Right? Let's see, everybody here. Imelda, if I saw you on social, I would like it, I would comment, and then I would message you separately. Imelda, I loved that picture. Great party. Maybe it's your shoes that I like. Maybe it's what you're wearing. Maybe it's the food. Where did you go eat? It's all about making people feel significant. Your job is to deal this dopamine everywhere you go. Why? You want to make people feel amazing. But you know what? Most of us can't. You know why? Because we haven't worked on our attitude to show up great. How do you transition from dealing with a terrible agent over to now dealing with an amazing client without feeling like crap? You got to learn how to transition. Be grateful that you do have an amazing client to work with. It starts with gratefulness, right? Anyway, that's how you show up on social media. You need to do this daily. Why? Do I need to show you why? Yes, I need to show you why. While I'm looking this up on Google, you guys, all of you, you need to go and check us out for group coaching. You need what we have because we're going to allow you to show up better. Most visited websites in the world. Let's go take a look. Can you all see my screen? I need you to give me a yes, thumbs up in the chat, just so I make sure I'm showing you the right thing. Priscilla, thank you. Jessica, Eric, gotcha, Leanne. Perfect. Most visited websites in the world. This is as of what, just a month ago, April 2025. We're going to go with similar web. That's what we go with typically. All right, Google, surprise. But check this out. YouTube, social media, Facebook, social media, Instagram, social media, ChatGPT, holy cow, that's amazing. AI. And number 6, social media. What was number 5? Got pushed down by ChatGPT. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 out of 6 are social media outlets. Where are people? People are on social media connecting, driven by news, by whatever, distraction media, and by real value. The point is, I'm going to social media to check on my family, to check what's going on, to post, to engage, to have a sense of community. How do you fit into that? What is your business plan? Most of you do not have one. I need you to have one. That needs to be a prospecting arm. But Tristan, I don't want to go on social media. It's not for me. I don't care. You need to show up better there, whether it's just for your past clients and sphere and you're connecting with them there, or you're going to go and build a Facebook group just for your past clients or for your community, or you're going to show up because you do amazing videos, or those KCM graphics, you're going to post them up because they actually perform well. Who knew, right? Keeping current matters. Unbelievable. The point is, you need to go up there and you need to engage with people. You need to connect with people. You need to connect with people where they're at. Where are they? You saw they're on social media. Now, let's go to this one. Post one thoughtful or engagement post that hits your target audience, right? And that's where you have to decide, where is your target audience? Well, I typically say your target audience is where you show up the most. Where do you show up? Are you on TikTok?